It is, welcome to our Board of Selectmen hybrid meeting. It is November 13th. The time is 8:54 p.m. We're running a little behind on our meeting due to the public hearing right before. I'm Eden Wimpfheimer for Selectwomen, joined by Steve Hall, Selectman, and Amanda Thompson, Select Person. And it is 8:54, and I call this meeting to order. Okay, first I'm going to need a motion to add an item to G, 6G. Closing of the elementary school fund, if someone can make a motion.
I'll make a motion to add 6G, closing the elementary school fund.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor of the addition, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, all set. Public comment? Okay, I'll comment it out. Correspondence, we did receive something from Eversource. Eversource.com, you can visit to get assistance with your heating bill, electric bill discount, energy assistance, winter protection, matching payment program, or energy efficiency. They're all different links on the website, so you can go there to help out with your Eversource bill. Next, I received an open letter from a resident regarding the town land sales, and I just wanted to speak to it. I mentioned it during the public hearing, but I'd like to just, he wanted me to share it to the Board of Selectmen, so I'm sharing it now. And some of it has already been repeated, but this letter was from Christopher Fisher, 51 Winding Hills. I've never met Mr. Fisher before, but he said, and I made mention of this, he said he never recalled a discussion or controversy over a land sale before. And I just want to mention that our last land sale was in 2005, 2007. There was one on Old County Highway. There was one on School Street. The old library sold. And like we mentioned during the public hearing, there was no public hearing for those. And they just went to I believe, a town vote. I did talk about how he said the process wasn't transparent yet. I did mention briefly tonight that I did discuss the land sales with a group of bipartisan members. There was 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, just conversation in case we received more offers, what the potential conditions of sale would be, etc. And he was saying things that just weren't true, how I represented people in sales before, and particularly the School Street one, which I was not part of that, or not School Street, Spoonville Road in Pleasant View, was not part of that. He made mention about a lot of things that just were not accurate at all, about cost to maintain a lot on Holcomb Street. The town, I do have a letter from Public Works. The cost to maintain it, the lot on Holcomb Street was $1,440. It wasn't, there was a number floating around of 30-something thousand, which isn't accurate at all. It was $1,400 to mow it. The actual work that was being done was on the pond across the street. It's owned by Land Trust. It's Land Trust property. And I guess there was a beaver problem there that they were managing, but it didn't have anything to do with this Holcomb property. So that's about it for that. I just want to clarify those items.
Is this posted somewhere where people can read it if they wanted to? So, because I mean, I know you're not going to read it.
He said it's an open letter. I don't know where it is. So he just asked me to put it on the, I'm happy to post it.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to post my.
With the meeting minutes or something like that?
Yeah, I'll see how that works, because I'm going to want to be able to clarify.
It's just a lot to read over, but
right, and
if
it's not, a lot of it's not
comment,
accurate.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Right. But those are, his.
A lot of people were referencing it. I don't know where it is, but it's floating around. So, and then I also included, Amanda and I were on a solar Zoom yesterday, along with our town planner, and the company who purchased Monrovia property is selling hoop frames. So I would like to make mention, if there's any properties in town, any farmers, any landowners who would like to have these hoop frames and hoop footers and different materials to grow. The company does have them available, so you can definitely reach out to the town. Anyone can email info@egtownhall.com, and we could provide information on that.
Is it at a cost? I was assuming the way it was written that they would give them to.
There's no
whoever
fee.
wanted them.
Yep,
so
there's
it's
no
free.
fee.
So
Yep.
a great opportunity for anyone who farms and does hoop houses. If you know
Yep.
someone.
I did reach out to Public Works, and I want to say that I reached out to Missy, but our superintendent, but I'll make sure, just because in case the high school wanted something, or one of the schools. Okay, moving on. We have minutes, number 4, October 9th. I just need a motion to approve the minutes. We can approve them at the same time, but the minutes from October 29th, there's a couple corrections I want to talk about.
Yep.
The correction of the spelling of Selectmen Hall is now spelled Hall and not Hal, I think it was. The correction of adding First Selectwoman Limpheimer, I abstained from a vote, so it wasn't unanimous for the property on Holcomb Street. And the Hall correction was for the Turkey Hills Road property. The correction of changing Select Person Thompson abstained to opposed on the Turkey Hills property. Next, were those the only corrections? Yeah.
Those are the ones that I have.
Yep, those are the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could just have a motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is back office shared services. I discussed this last week. For anyone who's interested in joining a school expansion study commission or a solar committee, which sounds like might be forming, the superintendent and I would like to start committee meetings on the first and third Tuesday of each month. I believe the next one is the 19th. It's a Monday, I'm sorry. The first and third Monday, so it would be the 18th at 9:30 in the morning. And I'll have that put on our town website. We also, we have the fire study committee going. We were meeting the first Wednesday of each month. We're now going to meet the first Wednesday of each quarter. And so in January, April, July, and October. That'll be the first Wednesday of each month, 5:30 or 6. We'd like to start a fire department apparatus committee. And we'll have the study meeting first and then an apparatus committee. So if anyone would like to join our apparatus committee, we'd love to have members on that. We're trying to obtain a couple of Board of Finance members for this also. And then again, a re-mention of our 250th celebration. Any residents who'd like to be a part of organizing a activity with the schools, with Newgate Prison, with the town, we're looking for members for those committees. Okay, next on the agenda, number 6 is new business. Tax collector report. Our overall collection rate is 60.34%. We're still playing catch up due to the late billing due to 2 failed referendums. We got our bills out late, as everyone's aware. The collection rate at this time was 62.05, so we're a little bit behind, but we're still in a good shape for considering. Also, regarding the sewer analysis report, it typically has 2 billings for cycles for each year. On this report that I gave you guys, it only reflects 1 billing cycle since we billed in November 1st. The cycles will change from April to October, April and October to May and November, and it's taken a little bit of time to catch up. If that doesn't make sense, I can explain to anyone who wants to know. But we'll be, next month, the report you have will be a real comparison of 2 full billing cycles. That one's just one. So I'll just need a motion to accept the report as
I'll make
presented.
a motion to accept the tax collector's report.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I do have some refunds. All right. Okay, the first one we have is for Brian Alger, 68 Ridge Boulevard, for $54.23, an overpaid tax. Next, we have Mark and Donna Andrews at 21 Austin Brook Drive for $5.67, overpaid tax. Julie Brownlee Bramer, or Bramer Brownlee, $36.12 at 21 Old Hartford Ave. Let's see. Carlos Charaboga, $8.34. It's P.O. Box 116. John and Madeline Kondaxis, 1 Ezekiel Way, $27.71 of overpaid tax that we have to refund. Andrew and Julia Daigle, 2 Trevor Lane, $33.28. Valerie Da Silva of 17 Horseshoe Drive, $34.69.
Excuse me.
Sarah DePinto, 1214 South 25th Ave, Cornelius, Oregon, $97.20. James DePinto, 1214 South 25th Ave, Cornelius, Oregon, $327.76. George Erling, 205 Newgate Road, $128.44. Leaf Capital Funding, LLC, 2005 Market Street, 14th floor, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, $610.70. John LaPerry, 61 Brighton Drive, $59.45. Timothy Marinelli, 6 Pleasant View Drive, $28.16. Thomas Moon, 4389 Lago Vista Drive, Sebastian, Florida, $103.02. Michael Piscitelli, 16 Concord Drive, $26.52. Elizabeth Kamalonis, 18 Nutmeg Road, $10.46. Vault Trust, care of Ally Financial, Charlotte, PPC, P.O. Box 71119, Charlotte, North Carolina, $583.75. Thomas and Darcy Walsh, 8 Mays Lane, $81.86. Darcy and Thomas Walsh, again, 8 Mays Lane, $69.44. Margaret Wilkinson, 82 Hibbard Road, South Royalton, Vermont, $63.39. If I could please have a motion to accept these refunds in the total of $2,396.46.
Make a motion to approve the November 2024 refunds.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving along to 6C, the 6B, police log. The resident trooper sent me over the stats for October. There were a total of 11 motor vehicle accidents, 21 alarms, 3 disturbance calls, 2 fires, 31 medical assists, 1 emergency committal, 3 suspicious incidents, 14 traffic stops, 255 patrol checks, and 468 total calls for service. Of the 14 traffic stops, 12 were warnings and 2 were citations. Next, the ARPA update. After going through all of the required government documentation and the town's usage of the ARPA funds, we have a new balance remaining of $44,152.14. We still, we can still use this by the end of the year. We just have to get it under contract with a request.
So this isn't including
It's available.
what we had set aside?
Correct.
Okay. Do you want me to make a comment about that?
Sure.
To be transparent, I'm the president of the Trap Rock Ridge Land Conservancy, but we have been working with the town on making a trail from Seymour School down to Granbrook Park. And it is on town property, actually, the part that costs money because it's down a hill. It's already been approved by wetlands. And the cost total is, I think, $110,000. And certainly Trap Rock Ridge is trying to raise that money in order to cover those costs because we see the benefit of getting students down onto the farm down there, getting them down to a federally designated wild and scenic river, as well as creating connectivity to Granbrook Park and onto the bike trail. And Park and Rec is also trying to work on connectivity from the bike trail to Granbrook Park. So it just creates a lot of good connectivity and safe ways for the people to get around the town. So my suggestion is to consider allotting that money for that project. A lot of that money would actually go to DPW, who is doing a lot of the work, but some of it would go to grubbing and stumping, as well as the materials to make the trail.
Yep.
So,
Yep. If you want to just go along the formal process of putting a request in, and then
I thought it was all spent, so that's why I haven't.
Right. No, this is a new number, so it just has to be under a contract by December 31st. But if we know if we go forward with it, we just know what our requirements are.
Okay.
We're catching up with everyone who has a request out there, and we're pretty much there.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're in line and we don't lose any money.
Right. Yeah. I thought we were spending that on the playscape at East Granby Farms, but it just the numbers adjusted and we didn't.
Numbers adjusted.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so next is appointments and resignations. We have 3 appointments tonight. One for Bobby Jones on the Youth Services Bureau. Bobby wrote a letter. She'd like to join the vacancy, which is created by the departure of Josette Bruno when her term ends in January. So this won't be until January. Next, we have 2 appointments for Park and Rec, Chloe Repose and Ella DeSimone. I know you corrected me on a spelling the last time they were appointed, or on a pronunciation. So if I could have a motion for Bobby Jones, for...
Are we also reappointing Sarah Clement?
oh wait, where am I missing that?
It says, yes, it says Bobby Jones and
and Sarah Clement. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I just skipped over it. Yes, so if you could do those 2.
I'll make a motion to appoint Bobby Jones and Sarah Kleinman, along with Chloe Repose and Ella Simone, to their appropriate boards and commissions that they have been accepted to.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we don't have to do a resignation for Josette because her term just ends. Okay. Next is the Department of Public Works contract. Okay.
Bonnie Jones?
Oh, I just didn't read her letter. Oh, yeah. I mentioned that she wrote the letter. So let me just get my stuff together here. So the town negotiated the new Public Works contract with the Public Works Union and the labor attorney. And what has to happen tonight is just a ratification of the contract. And the Board of Selectmen, we vote only on the funds necessary to implement the agreement. So I can just tell you what those are. So the increase in the cost of living is we negotiate 3% over 4 years, 3% each year for 4 years. And that cost is $65,000 to $75,000 over the 4 years. Our finance director calculated that, so that's what we would be voting on. And this contract is from July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2028. So it's already in our financial forecast, and Jay in his forecast already got it all set. And I want to...
Negotiations were completed between the union and the town.
The union and the
attorney.
town, yep. I'm part of the negotiation process.
Then I'll make a motion to ratify the contract changes that we're responsible for as presented.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So the contract will be available once it's signed by everybody. Next is, I know we did talk about the plan of conservation and development. We did look at and voted on the offer to do it from our current planning consultant. I did bring it to the Board of Finance because it had to go in the capital plan. They talked about getting more than one quote and sending it out to RFP. I had a conversation with Tyke, the company that we do is our consultant now. And if it went out to RFP, the cost would probably double, they said, just because now they're in competition for it. And the reason it's so low now is because we pay $4,000 a month for a planner. We pay $48,000 a month. So to ask them to do a POCD at what we're paying them now, it's impossible. But they can, it is in the contract, which I discussed at a Board of Selectmen meeting, that they can do additional work. So if we put it out to RFP, we'd be paying more money. I did call surrounding towns and asked what they paid for their POCD because some members of the Board of Finance asked. And some towns do it in-house, so it doesn't cost anything, but they also have a full-time planner plus a full-time assistant planner, so they're paying two big salaries where we pay $48,000. So the math doesn't work out for the town. So one option I was talking to Kelly about, our treasurer, is we do have LoCIP funds, local capital improvement funds. They're a grant from the state that typically Public Works uses for different things. We do have $53,042.75 left over from this year. And it is one of the items, I gave you a list of what you can use LoCIP funds for, and one of them is conservation and development plans, the preparation and revision, as long as you don't do it more than once every 10 years. And the plan of conservation and development is done every 10 years. So we'll be looking to do that start the work in 2025 in January. But the reason I'm discussing it tonight is to get approval to use LoCIP funds. And then it does have to show in our 5-year capital plan. And I did not give you a 5-year capital plan tonight. But it's in there, and I'm going to be providing it to Board of Finance, and I have it designated as LoCIP funds. It has to show in the 5-year plan, but if you use LoCIP funds, it's not part of the capital money. You just have to show it. So just so Kelly and the Board of Finance can track it. So it won't be part of the $600,000 that is in our capital plan each year.
Okay, so
does that make sense?
To make this perfectly clear, we go to RFP and roll the dice on what we'll pay for this, or we can use grant funding that's already on hand to pay.
Correct.
Okay, take you to do it.
So
it costs us zero extra money.
Correct. So
to get a plan that would cost us $100,000.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to do we have to say apply for LoCIP funds?
Well, you have to,
or use LoCIP.
Well, we do have to put an application in.
Okay.
And
so I'll make a motion to apply for, and if approved, use LoCIP funds in order to pay for the plan for conservation and development.
I will certainly second that.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I should have added before the vote, but we do already have the grant funds, but you have to just tell them what you're using it for, and then you get the approval. Yep. And then
you're reallocating that money to different.
You're allocating it, actually.
Okay,
we have it, you just have to say what you're using it
okay.
for. Roger? Okay. And one last item, agenda that I gave you guys today is our treasurer asked us to close the elementary school fund. It was actually in the minutes of Board of Ed from back in May May 14th, I think, of 2018. They had it in their minutes. But the state just completed their audit, which is what took so long to be able to close it. It was an issue of turnover in the schools as well as turnover in the state, which is why it took so long. In that fund, there's $565,726.76 remaining. That money will go back to the general fund. So I just need a motion to close.
I'll
And then
make a motion
Okay, then it will
to-
go to the Board of Finance too.
Can they make a decision to give that money back to the schools?
I think it has to go to the general fund.
Yeah, but like, could they then say like, we're gonna allocate this to kind of like make it a wash? I just feel like it seems like this happens often with like school funds, that somehow they end up saving money and then it goes back to the general fund and it doesn't go back to the school. But like, people's biggest complaint is always that the schools cost so much money. And
Right.
like, and I don't know why, it's like, I think people have blinders to the fact that like, they end up giving money back to the town.
Well, I think
So,
in the end.
I just wondered how that would happen.
Yeah, I could definitely ask at the Board of Finance. I think there's some auditing rules about that where it can't, because I asked even like, where does the land sale money go if we do sell property? It has to go to the general fund. Some towns put it in different funds, but the way our ordinances read, it would go to the general fund, which in essence, my understanding is it could potentially lower the mill rate too by putting more money into the general fund.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there might be a benefit of putting it in there too, so, but that's a Board of Finance question, so.
Okay.
So we made a motion and we voted. I just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned at 9:20 p.m.